Hello everybody, I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. Always a pleasure, and I mean that, to be here with Kenny and Shaq. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Portland Trail Blazers going up against the Pistons in Detroit. Looking at the Pistons, nice job they've been doing over the last 10 games. 8 wins and not having too many problems. And Shaq, we're coming up to the halfway point of the season. Some teams finally getting into a groove after a somewhat shaky start.
Yeah, every year is different. Sometimes it takes a little longer to figure out. But what's most important is you get hot at the right time.
Oh, that's right. I agree with that. And you have to have a lot of experience on your team. And those guys know how to pace themselves. And you can just kind of relax. Quality veterans won't allow the season to be a sprint. It's a marathon.
Tip-off coming up shortly. It's time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Detroit Pistons NBA action. We're in the Motor City. The Pistons are looking to take on a Western Conference opponent. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Brent Beard. David Aldridge will join us momentarily from the sideline. The road trip for the Blazers ends here as they leave for Portland right after the game. Facing off here against a very talented ball club, guys. This is a tremendous chance for them to put all their skill and talent on display.
And for the Trailblazers, they've fulfilled a lot of the promise they showed coming into the season. But they just haven't taken that next leap forward so many thought they might.
They still had enough players take positive steps forward to call this season a success. Maybe they're not at the top of the standings where they'd hope they'd be. They're in really good position in terms of the playoff picture.
And before this game gets going, let's check out our Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Stan Van Gundy. David.
Guys, he told me their primary focus of the pregame discussion was defense. He said they're dealing with a very sophisticated offense, and it's going to require an outstanding effort from his players at the defensive end to come out on top. Let's see if that's the effort they get. Guys.
Thank you, David. With the All-Star break over, Brent, you can see teams start to hone in and get ready for what should be an exciting finish to the season.
Well, you can look at your little pocket calendar, Kevin, and you can see that you've been able to tear off most of the months.
I have, yes.
You've got 30 games to go. Yeah. The finish line is there, and all of a sudden you're in a position to do something great and get your team into the postseason. This starts to get exciting.
We always sense it, don't we, when we watch these games? Last part of the season, always you can tell the screws have been tight.
Yeah, there's definitely an uptick in the concentration level of most of the NBA teams who are going to see postseason action.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, McCollum and Aminu are out on the perimeter. Myers Leonard is out there with Davis, and it's Lillard in the point.
And just terrific work from Prez, an absolute genius when it comes to making the right pass.
It's stolen by Prez. Johnson outside. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Prez with the ball. Davis is there. Caldwell Pope pushes to Prez. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It goes on Ed Davis. And Blazers coach Terry Stott's doing a great job. Brent, his team has overachieved in recent seasons.
I'm not sure if it's overachieved because they've had some tremendous talent. But the interesting part about Terry Stotts is try to find him taking some of the credit for what's gone on there, and you just won't. He's just giving guys great opportunities. He's giving those guys defined roles, and each one has stepped up for him. I know there are a lot of parts still coming together for the Blazers, but it seems like they may have found something with the pairing of Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum. What a great backcourt.
You look at the combination of Lillard and McCollum. Offensively, they are explosive.
Well, I don't think any coach has a problem with having too much scoring or playmaking, especially from the guard position. The question for the Portland Trailblazers as they continue to mature and gain experience is how good and how committed will they be on the defensive end of the floor.
Here's Jackson following the score by Damian Lillard. Outside Jackson. Back to Caldwell Pope. Johnson, a wide open look. And the three off target.
Guys, I cannot believe he missed that one. And I bet he can't either.
Davis up top, defended by Drummond. Jackson against Lillard from 13, and that one goes long.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
And one thing the Pistons have been doing in recent times is honoring the members of the 2004 championship team. Retired several numbers, and rightly so. You know, Gray, that team was special.
And that 2004 had a great cast of characters, many of whom found a rebirth with the Pistons. That team helped continue the us against the world feeling that the franchise had in the Bad Boys era. Hard to express just how much that team meant to the city of Detroit.
And with the departure of LaMarcus Aldridge, the Blazers have handed the keys to the franchise over to one Damian Lillard. They've remade their roster with some young talent to complement what it is that he's about as his career moves on.
Now here's Leonard. 11 points for him in that last game against Toronto.
He also had 2 blocks that really impacted that game, guys. He really made his presence known.
Caldwell Pope outside. Here's the dish to Prez. Feeds it to Drummond. That shot, no good. Davis with some nice D. And you look at the free agent acquisitions for the Blazers, a lot of what they call second draft guys, Brent.
Well, a lot of those guys really just needing opportunities, and you have to credit their general manager to watch and scout and see how the fit would be with what Lillard and McCollum are doing on the perimeter. They've done a nice job.
That's as good as it gets right there. Beautiful reverse layup in traffic.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter, and the shot goes down.
He won't hesitate to square up from just about anywhere. Lillard drains the jumper even with the hand in his face.
Johnson outside. Down low. Here's Prez. And a hard slam there from Prez to finish off the play.
And that's the athleticism that had him so highly touted coming into the league.
Cullen passes to Aminu. Lillard against Jackson. Davis dishes to Lillard. Aminu, no one around him. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Aminu's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Prez, and Detroit again with the bucket.
And I love the shot selection by Prez, just draining the shot like it's nothing.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. It's got to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months, the scope of that from McCollum.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
Detroit leading by 3. Johnson outside. Lillard against Jackson. To the middle. It's deflected. Here's Drummond. Great D that time from Davis.
Well, he makes the big bucks because he's expected to knock those shots down. The D was there, but that's no excuse. He has to hit those shots. And he's certainly a threat to finish those opportunities with some style and flair, but the defense did a simply outstanding job preventing that from happening.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
Hill, he's checked in for the Pistons. Harris comes in for Stanley Johnson. And then for the Trailblazers, Azili's checked in for Davis. Plumlee comes in for Myers Leonard. And it's Turner in for Al-Farouq Aminu.
You know, if you ask any great player what separates good from great in terms of the NBA, is confidence. And Reggie Jackson has never been short on having confidence. I mean, he feels as if he's been a star ever since he came into this league and just needed the opportunity. And I tell you what, I think he's right. I mean, he's made the most of it coming over to Detroit and did not skip a beat. And I tell you what, Stan Van Gundy is very happy to have him at the helm at that point guard position. Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Alan Crabb, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. Pistons have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. The Brent U1 titles in San Antonio, they led the way, but it seems like nowadays smaller market teams are becoming just as competitive as the ones in big cities.
Well, I think for guys, they understand watching these small market teams over the course of the last 10, even 15 years, seeing the success that the teams are having, not only on the floor winning championships, but individually where these players show up. They're showing up in commercials. They've got their shoe deals. So the idea of the mass market has gone away. You can have the same kind of exposure, Kevin, as long as you're on one of those 30 NBA teams. They're going to find you.
So much is on TV. You talked about this before. So much is online. Every game is seen. Every player is talked about.
Yeah, there's no way that you can hide from that kind of exposure. So guys who are looking at teams in the future of where it is that they'd like to play the game, big cities really aren't mattering as much to them anymore.
Both good from the line that time. And you look back, and some players haven't really loved playing in the Northwest. You might include LaMarcus Aldridge in that category, but Damian Lillard certainly has embraced it.
Well, if it couldn't be Oakland for the hometown Warriors, Damian Lillard enjoying his time in the Pacific Northwest. He seems like one of those guys just not drawn to the bright lights and glitz and glamour of the league. He wants to get down to business and get to work. Plays with a chip on his shoulder coming out of Weber State. And he doesn't mind that small town atmosphere and those incredible fans the Blazers have had for years.
Brent, I know you like the NBA D-League, growing to over 20 teams this season. Every team now will have their own D-League affiliate. It makes so much sense on so many levels.
I think it's awesome that we're going to eventually get to 30 teams in the D-League so that every coach has the opportunity to develop his players. You're going to have an assistant coaching staff and a head coaching staff at the D-League that's using the same exact language that you're going to hear if you move up and get 10 days with the big ball club or eventually sign a contract for the rest of the season. That fluctuation for players and for the franchises is going to be very, very beneficial.
The quality of the player coming up through the D-League now has never been better either.
No, he's had some great success stories with D-League players coming up and playing some important roles throughout the course of the regular season. But these affiliations, Kevin, directly with the big ball club are going to pay some huge dividends.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
The Pistons shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. Smith checked in for Caldwell Pope. Prez, no good on the free throw. You talk to anybody around the league about Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and they'll talk about his defense. Just an absolute monster, Greg, how he can lock up a perimeter player.
And it's a rarity for a player so young to be so good defensively. He's got quick feet and is aggressive at pressuring the ball. Only 6'5", but has the wingspan of a condor and really makes it hard to get around.
Now here's Prez. After the miss from Damian Lillard. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Crabb, no good.
I'm surprised he didn't try to knife through the open lane there. He has to be more aggressive next time in attacking the defense.
Here's Hill. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And you look back on the Pistons, and whenever that group has had success as a franchise, it's always driven by a team-oriented concept. I mean, yeah, they've had stars, Isaiah Thomas, Chauncey Billups, but at the heart of all their title runs was a group of 5 guys that just played for each other.
A different look here for the Pistons. Andre Drummond's checked in for Hill. Prez comes in for Lure. Marcus Morris is checked in for Tobias Harris. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Reggie Jackson. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Davis is checked in for Festus Ezeli. Myers Leonard comes in for Mason Plumlee. Al Farouk Aminu, he's checked in for Evan Turner. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Lillard. On the floor for Portland, C.J. McCollum out there with Alan Crabb. Then there's Al Farouk Aminu, and there's Davis, and it's Leonard in at the power forward. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Perez in their last game against the Celtics was superb. He scored 20 points, and that was just the start of it. He wound up with a triple-double in what was quite a display for him. He put up numbers that really jumped out in the box score. A very solid performance. Kevin will see what he's got in his arsenal tonight.
All right, David, thank you. He played at a level that very few players are capable of playing.
And, you know, I'll be interested to see how much he's got left in the tank. I mean, that performance had to take a lot out of him.
Yeah, that's got to be a consideration. He was extremely worn down because of that load that he carried, but he's elite. I don't expect that from him. We'll see what he's got tonight.
Here's McCollum after the made shot from Andre Drummond, and the basket by McCollum.
You know, he didn't score the ball much in the first quarter, but he has been really, really solid during the second quarter. I expect a big game from him now.
Now, here is Smith. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Perez. Great tee that time from Leonard.
He can't ask for a better look than that. He just has to knock that one down, plain and simple.
Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Crabbe kicks to McCollum. Back to Crabbe. Dishes to McCollum. 6 on the shot clock. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Looking at Portland, they took a win in their last game against the Raptors.
Their percentage from long range in that game was off the charts. It seemed like anytime the fans got a little hostile, they just started to take it up a notch from beyond.
Yeah, they silenced that crowd over and over with big threes, and everyone they hit fueled their own fire that much more.
Every season, Brent, so much exciting young talent always coming into the NBA.
Well, that's what the league is really predicated on, is young drafted players who come in and change the fortunes of a franchise around. I think we're about to see some of that take place in Minnesota with Karl Anthony Towns.
One of my favorite young players, only 1 year at Kentucky.
And another guy who people look at with regards to his position, Kevin, and say they can't quite figure out what it is that he does not do well.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Davis. Turner comes in for Al-Farouq Aminu. And it's Damian Lillard in for Allen Crabbe. Pistons leading by 5. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. Buries the long-range jumper. Caldwell Pope's got 6.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big time mistake.
And it's Lillard again missing. Smith the pass to Prez. Morris kicks to Prez. And finish off by Prez.
What a remarkable scorer Prez is. So focused and so versatile.
Bring it in. Take a seat. I love the energy, fellas. I really do. But now we got to keep it up and stay focused. Remember, you're my Pippen, you're my Jordan.
Johnson, he's checked in for Morris. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Ish Smith. Here's Lillard to end the run. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, after Stephen Curry, Damian Lillard might be the most dangerous three-point shooter in the league at the point guard position. He has unbelievable range and extends that range when he's feeling confident.
And you look at Lillard, and Brenny's got the quick release on that three-pointer of his, doesn't he? He can get it up in a hurry.
Well, he's as close to what it is that we see sometimes from Steph Curry with being able to pull up off the dribble with some incredible range. He's worked on his balance and ball handling, and those 2 aspects really are feeding into everything he's doing offensively.
Now here's McCollum. He had 22 points in the win against the Raptors in Toronto.
And really, last time what I liked best is he used his body extremely well on the offensive glass. It seemed like the defense wanted no part of him when he got underneath. He is struggling mightily, but his teammates in this one have picked him up.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Fires the 3. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got 4 rebounds now tonight. To the paint. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Drummond's got 8.
Yeah, his shooting has been on target here in the second frame after not being able to get anything going in the first.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
The two things I love about C.J. McCollum is his size and his pace of play. A great shooter with good range. He can handle the ball, so at times when you want Lillard off the ball, C.J. McCollum becomes your point guard. And I'll tell you what, at 6'4", he never plays panicked, whether he's at the 1 or the 2.
Mazzili's checked in for Portland. Prez with the ball. Working on Plumlee. And it's Drummond missing.
Well, he has more than enough strength to fight through the D and convert that one. I'm surprised he came up short there.
Now here's Lillard. 26 points for him last game against the Raptors in Toronto.
Yeah, but he set up shop at the free throw line. I mean, he just could not be defended out on the floor.
.15 seconds left in the second quarter. Shot clock at 5. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And stolen by Lillard. That'll do it for the first half. Pistons lead by 8. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Great job scoring in the first half. How were you able to be so effective offensively?
Man, I got to put this on the back of my teammates, you know. They did a great job getting me the ball when I was clearly in the rhythm, and I just tried to keep it going from there.
So if you can keep it going in the second half, man, great start. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
Keep it up, guys. We have some good momentum. Hey, this is what happens when we play our brand of basketball. They cannot stop us. Now stay focused, guys. Let's win this game and go home.
Welcome back to the Palace at Auburn Hills. That's a look at the Renaissance Center, which dominates the skyline in downtown Detroit. The second half just about to get going here. We're seeing a tremendous game from Prez.
Just a dominating performance in the post by him so far. Just tearing them to shreds when he gets it inside.
Yeah, is there a shot down there that he didn't show them? I'm not sure. Let's see if the D can make some adjustments here as we start the third quarter.
Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Johnson is out there with Prez, and it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Here's Johnson. Myers Leonard picking up that last basket. Prez kicks to Johnson. Bucket is good.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Lillard against Jackson. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. And when you think of the Blazers' history, Brent, this is a team with a somewhat star-crossed history when it comes to injuries.
Yeah, I remember in the early part of the 2000s, Kevin, how the Portland Trailblazers were the most feared team. There were championship aspirations at that time. But it's been 10 years now, and maybe some of that bad luck that's always surrounded Portland has worn off.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, people forget Festus Ezeli was also a first-round pick of the Warriors a few years ago, but he was an academic prodigy growing up. He skipped kindergarten and the 5th and 6th grades. He had plans of becoming a doctor, but when he started playing basketball, he found himself behind the curve. He said, "Here I am as a 15-year-old kid, and I can't shoot a layup." But guys, he's brought that same work ethic from the classroom to the hardwood. He's improved year after year.
He is a presence, DA. Thanks. Here's Johnson. Leonard picking up that last basket. Johnson dishes to Drummond.
Well, I tell you what, it didn't take long for everyone to recognize that Andre Drummond was going to be a dominant rebounder in this league. He just inhales everything within his reach out on the floor. And then he's got that great blend of length and strength to get after every miss. Incredible feet and hands to go along with that. And this is a guy that just has superstar written all over him.
He hits the second from the line. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Jackson against Lillard. Right wing. Trailblazers moving the ball around. And Leonard gets it to go. And it's hard to stop talking about Drummond. The rebounding, of course, helps him get the easy points when it comes on the offensive end of the court. Greg, a terrific offensive rebound.
It's almost like a feedback loop with him. I mean, you get an offensive board, he gets an easy score. He starts getting on a roll, and then the next thing you know, he's blowing up for a 20-20 game.
Here's Lillard after the made shot from Andre Drummond. And there it is for him. 10 points for Lillard.
And still perfect in the second half.
Let's go, hustle up. Listen up. I want us to focus on slowing down McCollum right now. It is imperative that we take him out of his comfort zone. Deny him the rock and take him out of this game. No easy buckets now, all right? We got this.
Than to be in the movies. Somehow, some way, I got a phone call from somebody that said, we need you to come down here. And I know the backstory to it.
1:12 left in the third quarter. Jackson passes to Prez. Here's Bielitz. There's the screen. He dishes it to Prez. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Kept alive. Goes back up and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. It's on Damian Lillard.
Clearly a foul.
That free throw missing. Hard to believe that a player as talented as Drummond slipped to number 9 in the draft, but that's what happened to him. You knew the potential was there, and you know what? He's lived up to what he can do.
Yeah, and I remember the fears were he was just too raw coming into the NBA. Always had an NBA-ready body, and he is physically imposing at times. But credit him for working hard to play to his strengths. It's why he's developed into a star.
It's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. Leonard, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. On defense, Portland down by 12. Prez kicks to Drummond. Plumlee with the steal. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock.
Well, as his confidence grows, McCollum gets himself into attack mode, and that's where his game goes to another level. Beautiful drive by the young phenom.
Bielitsa passes to Prez. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And that one misses.
And only about 60% from the line for the game. They shot it better in that first half, but have fallen apart here in the second half. And not doing very well at the line in this half. Percentage has dropped all the way down to below 60.
And no one's slowing him down tonight. McCollum just too focused with this matchup.
Jackson. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And as Terry Stotts had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Simple passes. We got caught trying to make a great pass out of the simple pass.
Great communicator. Terry Stotts always teaching and developing his guys.
And he likes that they're playing unselfishly, that they're willing to pass, but take some mustard off the hot dog.
And the final period of play just about to start. On the floor for Portland, Lillard and McCollum, the explosive backcourt pair. Plumlee out there with Myers-Leonard, and it's Turner in at the 3 spot. Drummond, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Beautiful entry feed right where his teammate could do something with it.
And the free throw, no good.
And they better hope their performance at the line in the second half doesn't come back to bite them. Missing your free throws is a good way to cough up a lead. And that's really deflating for a team to cough up the ball and have it turn into points immediately on the other end.
Yes, it took very little time for that transition to happen. Just one team being much more aggressive than the other.
They're trailing, but they are really battling, working the ball down low, getting good looks in the paint. The inside game much improved from where it was in the first half.
Detroit making a switch here. Harris is checked in. And C.J. McCollum, one of the most efficient mid-range jump shooters in the league. It's a shot, Brent, a lot of defenses are willing to live with, and I guess he is too.
Yeah, he should be, because he's very, very good at it. He's still developing his ability to finish in the lane, over the top and around bigs, but that mid-range shot, so effective. He comes off a pick, gets into the lane, and with great timing, can drop it on you.
Drops in the tray. Perez has got the lead up to 12 now for the Pistons.
Not hot from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
And Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist by McCollum. McCollum's got 5 assists tonight. Jackson kicks to Caldwell Pope. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee. First one falls for John Lure. He's checked in for Detroit. And then for the Trailblazers. Trailblazers trail by 16. Lillard outside. Turner against Jackson. 5 to shoot. Turner dishes to Davis. It's tipped. They get it back.
Love the intensity. Prez making his presence felt with his powerful shot blocking ability.
Detroit leading by 16. Caldwell Pope with it. Here's Lure. That shot off. Great D that time from Davis. Over in the corner, Lillard. That falls. Nice speed that time from Turner. Lillard's got 8 here in the quarter.
Well, he's effective in the catch and shoot dating back to his college days. Lillard has brought that skill to the pros.
Prez kicks to Lure. Outside Jackson. The Pistons working the ball around now. Pass to Lure. 6 to shoot. Fires from 14. And that one, good.
A big height advantage right there.
And sometimes it's not just the height, it's the flow in the shooting motion. Extremely effective from the mid-range.
Jackson against Lillard. High post try. And there's the foul. It'll go on Ed Davis. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Pistons leading by 15. Jackson passes to Prez. Back to Jackson. The feed to Prez. Shot off the pick. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call. Portland the foul.
And Prez really might be superhuman. So athletic and so talented. You can see the drive he has to be great.
That free throw good from Prez. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Trailblazers trail by 17. Outside Turner. Passes it to Lillard. Soft touch off the glass. Lillard's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
And there's the problem. Lillard just too quick and too shifty to stop cold on any dribble drive.
Okay, time now for an injury report. We've got a chance now to check up on Marcus Morris's status. David.
The guys had a moment to catch up with the Pistons head athletic trainer. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. This injury could be devastating for them. This is a team that had title hopes, Kevin, and this is not what they need.
Okay, Dave, thanks. Sounds like he won't be out for too long. The first one falls. Andre Drummond's checked in for Lure. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. McCollum's checked in for Evan Turner. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And anytime you see a player 7'1" who can shoot threes, Brent, that's going to draw some attention. But for Myers Leonard, still some work to do. Where do you think he can get better?
Well, there are minutia parts of a center's game that Myers Leonard can be better at. Better screen setter, try to be more physical at times, getting a few more boards and increasing his impact defensively. That can be a building block for his team.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
Yeah, 20-20 tonight. He could not be more focused, just locked in. Got to give him the ball.
And goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
Almost got to that shot in time. Just a split second late there. Caught it just barely on its way down.
Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for the Pistons. And Davis sends it back.
It's a wonder we don't see more of that from Davis. He has the live legs and instincts to be a premier shot blocker in the league.
Here's Prez. Off target from outside. Trailblazers trail by 14. And Aminu kicks to Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like Greg for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose. Johnson. And that one is off. And it's Portland the other way. Lillard outside. And another 3 for Portland.
Yeah, keep thinking that he can't shoot it from there, and he'll prove you wrong. Lillard lofts one of those high-arching bombs.
Jackson dishes to Prez. Back to Jackson. And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth. Drummond passes to Johnson. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And the Pistons.
Great job, guys. Nice work. Take a seat now. Let's talk. Listen up. We have these guys back on their heels. And now they're playing like they're desperate. Just keep squeezing that orange juice, gentlemen.
There's a minute 40 left in the fourth quarter. To the paint. Here's Leonard. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 6 assists here tonight.
And still trying to polish this side of his game up. Leonard looking very comfortable on that move.
Prez kicks to Johnson. Outside Jackson. Caldwell Pope dishes to Drummond. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Aminu.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
Well, coaches always tell you, if you take a chance, you better get it.
1:15 left to play in the final quarter. Leonard with the steal. McCollum right side. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Really not a big man that you want to foul. Leonard has terrific touch at the free throw line.
He hits the first one, and that brings them within 8. Leonard hits them both. 1:05 left here in the fourth quarter. Jackson against Lillard. Johnson kicks to Prez, and he banks in the layup. Prez has got 34 points.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Well, doing things the right way and not letting up. Straight attack.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
Man, I would have loved to have been a fly in the wall while the coach was talking to the team at halftime. They've been unconscious from deep.
Johnson for three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
It'll work, gentlemen. Let's go now. Hustle up.
With one of their own.
Wow, more threes in the NBA? Who knew? Teams trading tray balls.
For the Pistons, John Lure, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Ielitsa comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Davis. Plumlee comes in for Myers-Leonard. Turner's checked in for Al-Farouq Aminu. And it's Alan Crabb in for McCollum. A different look now for Portland. Myers-Leonard, he's checked in for Festus Ezeli. Aminu comes in for Evan Turner. And McCollum subbed in for Crabb. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so both free throws are good. And it's an 8-point game. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Lillard, right side. It's taken away by Smith. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Off target from three-point range.
I think it's safe to say this baby's over.
Yep, way too late for a comeback at this point.
McCollum, no good. Now Smith. Inside, here's Prez, and finished off by Prez.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
Yeah, and good to see that these guys are excited, gave their all, and then some.
I love the energy, fellas. I really do.
Fires for three. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity. And this is what they came out to do.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. See you next time.
Yo, Steve.
What's going on, Prez? Ernie and the guys in the studio want to talk to you.
All right, let's get it.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, friends and neighbors. Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith as we move forward to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Prez.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Kenny, man. Great going tonight with your scoring. Did you come into the game with the mentality of saying, you know what, I'm going to be more aggressive tonight?
I mean, I was just trying to do my best to work within coach's system. When you do what you're supposed to, the offense almost always takes care of itself, just like you saw from me tonight. So, bottom line, I'm just glad we got the win.
Great win, man. Keep up that mentality and keep working hard, kid.
All right. Thanks, guys.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everyone.